Now loading podcast, period.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podcast Period, the internet's stupidest podcast. My name is Ben, and with me today, as always, is my co-host, David.
We're back! Happy New Year's, guys.
That's right.
Sorry about not getting one more podcast out before the Star Wars episode. We wanted to do Christmas, but Christmas kind of got in the way. So.
Yep. Yeah, it did, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll have one out next year, but no promises. We'll at least get another Halloween episode out, right?
We'll do something.
Yeah. Alright, well, so, as David said, this is the Star Wars podcast that we promised. We went to go see it yesterday, so the movie is still pretty fresh. Yeah, what did you think of it?
Well, after sleeping on it a little longer, and looking up a couple of other things that I've had to avoid for the whole week, like other spoiler reviews and stuff like that, I realized my opinion didn't really change too much on it. I actually really liked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I didn't actually watch anything on it, but still thinking about it after sleeping on it today, I did really, really enjoy it. It's good. It was really, really good. There's a lot of fan service in it, which probably contributed to my enjoyment of it, but I feel like it tied up the whole, all the plot threads that they've introduced pretty well. So, yeah, I enjoyed it.
There's a few of them I'd like answered a little bit more. I mean, and it's probably just the fact that this is the first Star Wars experience that I've had where I've had to wait for the movies to come out. We didn't have the benefit, or at least I didn't have, or maybe the disadvantage of not being able to see all of them at the same time, because I went through 4, 5, 6 a little while later. I don't know if we watched episode 7 before I went back and watched the prequels or anything. I eventually went back and watched them all. And if you start watching one after another, all the plot gaps seem to be answered relatively quickly, whereas everything that happened in The Last Jedi was 2 years ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you've had to sit and stew on things that they did in The Last Jedi for 2 years that they kind of answered for in this movie, but does that now make that movie better? Or does it kind of still reminisce in people's minds?
I don't know. It's hard to say. At least from what I've seen, the majority of the reactions of people to this movie have been largely negative, honestly, from what I've seen.
From what I've seen, that's what I've seen too, and it's like, why?
Yeah, I'm
trying to figure it out.
I don't know. I mean, it could be because it's still kind of like the same thing. Like, everybody was complaining about how The Force Awakens was like exactly like A New Hope and blah, 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 blah. I don't really see this being like the same as Return of the Jedi. I mean, I guess it is a little bit, but
they did a lot of callbacks to it.
Yeah, they did. Like walking through the Death Star and fighting the Emperor at the end.
Fighting the Emperor and the same like remnants. The battle taking place. Palpatine shows Luke, look, there's your friends. They're out there being destroyed by my fleet because you can't do anything to the Death Star because the generator's still up on Endor. Mm-hmm. And he does the same thing to Rey. He shows Rey, look, there's your friends. They're being destroyed. Strike me down now, and all of this can be yours. And it was a bunch of callbacks like that. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, they definitely referenced it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call it the same, though, either.
No.
Because there's a lot of other things that happen. Like, to me, in episode 6, it's more of like a clean-cut directive. Whereas in the first, 30, 40 minutes, to me, of The Rise of Skywalker, it's really fast-paced. move. They got to do this, and this because they've got so many things they got to do. Find a waypoint. Get C-3PO's mind read because he can't translate whatever it is that they need translated because it's forbidden or something like that. It's like it's a bunch of things that they have to do really quick. So they're just moving all over the place.
Yeah, I liked it, the movie more when it kind of slowed down to focus on everything that they had laid out. I mean, granted, the first 40-50 minutes were necessary to set everything up.
Yes.
Because they introduced this gigantic plot thread of Emperor Palpatine somehow being alive.
Yes.
Which they've never explained. I still don't understand how he's alive.
I don't understand how he's alive either, and I feel like that might be and I don't know if it is or not. I think that might be a little bit of course correction by JJ.
Yeah.
Fixing, who directed episode 8? I forget.
Rian Johnson.
Rian Johnson, there you go. I feel like a lot of that might be a little bit of course correction from Rian Johnson's part. Because I don't know if that necessarily is what JJ's grand vision was. That may have been something that he had to do to get it back on track of what he imagined, and that's that different director style going on there, or if that was the grand scheme of things all along. But if it was, why Snoke?
Yeah.
I mean, none of that is answered at all.
Yeah, why Snoke? Why bring the Emperor back? Why kill Snoke in 8? I don't know. Honestly, I think I would have felt better if Snoke had turned out to be the Emperor instead of the Emperor just creating him.
And then they have a scene where you go back to the Sith planet Exegol. Thank you. Or you can see little creations of Snoke, Snoke clones or something like that. There's other figures that look just like him, and it's okay. Well, yeah, he did it, but it didn't really go into. It didn't go into that either. Okay, how did he? Did he train him, or is he just directly manipulating him? Is he his own thing, or is this Palpatine puppeting him the entire time?
Yeah.
Puppeting him. I don't know. I don't know if it quite answered that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I looking back on The Last Jedi, it kind of feels like the way Snoke was approaching things, it feels a lot like how the Emperor would approach things. So I'm kind of leaning more towards Snoke is more of just a body, and Palpatine was puppeting him.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
But even still, I feel like this was a pretty good course correction from The Last Jedi, because I enjoyed The Last Jedi for what it was, but it's definitely the weakest out of the newest trilogy.
I would agree.
And I feel like I wouldn't have to say that if the Star Wars division of Disney had a grand overseer like Marvel does.
Yeah.
With Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
I mean,
because you may not notice it at first, and maybe if you gave it enough time, you'd see an overall story. In the beginning of the Marvel movies, I don't think it's very recognizable.
No.
They very well may have been the grand scheme the entire time. It doesn't take long before that grand scheme is introduced, and every single movie is leading up to it. They did an excellent job with that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like anything Star Wars Disney is leading into anything. Okay, Rogue One was leading into A New Hope. It explains the backstory and how they got to the, Seraph? Or something like that? Scarif.
Yeah.
To get the Death Star plans beamed up to the Rebels. Okay, good. How does that fit in with the new trilogy? Solo. Entirely prequel. How does that fit into the new trilogy? What did they introduce in that ties anything else together?
Exactly, yeah.
What did they tie... The only thing that I see that got tied into, the Rise of Skywalker from The Last Jedi is everybody's not so great enjoyment of Leia flying through space. That was one of our biggest complaints. Like,
Yeah.
how they handled that. Well, they give us an answer in The Rise of Skywalker. But is that because of what happened in The Last Jedi?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that how it was meant to be all along?
Yeah.
Because you know she's Force sensitive the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Clearly.
that idea is not new. And anybody who disagrees with that idea obviously wasn't paying attention to episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Uh-huh.
She's obviously Force sensitive.
Yeah.
But we didn't know she was training to be a Jedi Master.
Mm-hmm.
Which would explain why she's got such control of the Force in The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So does that explain that? Or is that a reaction to that?
That's hard to say without knowing everything that went on behind the scenes. I'm
Exactly.
still of the opinion that, considering what happened with Carrie Fisher, they should have just ended her in the last episode. Honestly. I don't know. They used the leftover footage very, very cleverly here,
Yes.
because you could not tell.
Can't tell.
You cannot tell that it was shot at a different time.
And then when you do need the parts where she would have needed to be there, they very cleverly left that to piece with her being under the sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't need her. It could have been anybody.
Exactly, yeah.
So they very cleverly hid where they couldn't use her, obviously, because rest in peace, she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But does that also mean there could have possibly been like another like she picks up the saber that apparently has been hers all along and she like joins the fight? Like, was that something that Johnson was maybe thinking when he was doing The Last Jedi?
Maybe.
And obviously none of that could come to fruition because she passed away? Or so I don't understand what he was doing with that. And it feels like JJ just had to make a huge course correction in this and say, oh, nope, she trained as a Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, it's hard to say without knowing everything that's going on behind the scenes. And Disney... nobody's really talked about everything that's happened behind the scenes. I mean, the actors have kind of been... They've talked a little bit about what they've wanted from the romantic side of things.
Yeah.
But beyond that, behind the scenes has been very, very hush-hush.
Yeah.
At least as far as I know. I mean, I haven't really gone seeking out any information on it either, but...
So what did you think? Okay, so let's go into like some of the character analysis because we've kind of felt how everything tied into it.
Yeah.
How it's tied into the other movies. What did you think about the individual characters themselves? Which ones did you like? Which ones do you think they should have introduced more to, or what?
I am of the opinion, and maybe other people will disagree with me, but I am of the opinion that Rose Tico was just an unnecessary addition to the last movie. So I'm kind of glad they minimized her part in this one.
I don't disagree with that. And the only reason being... Well, okay, not the only reason, but the biggest reason being it only seems to further complicate Finn's character arc.
Yeah.
Specifically the love interest character arc. Because that just seems to introduce a whole bag of worms that didn't need to be involved with. Okay, she kind of made an important move. And honestly, I think she took away his biggest moment in The Last Jedi, which is where he was going to sacrifice himself to stop the First Order from using the cannon against the old rebel base armory doors, or whatever you want to call them. She just totally steals that from him. And he kind of does the same thing in this movie. He kind of like puts himself on the line at all else.
Yeah, but see, this time it doesn't get taken away from him.
Doesn't get taken away from him.
He gets to do it, and he still is saved.
He's saved.
Yeah.
But he gets to do it this time. So, I just don't understand what her character arc is, though.
Yeah,
She's very minimalistic in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Either for a purpose, either as a reactionary thing, people didn't like her character or something, or that's just the way it was supposed to be.
I think it was more because people didn't really like her character in the last one, which, like I said, I can understand. I only don't like the character because of the character. I think it's stupid that people are hating on her because she's a girl, an Asian woman in this movie. I mean,
big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as I'm concerned, she did a very good job playing what she was given.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was very clear that was the role that she was supposed to fulfill.
Exactly.
It may not have been a great role, but that is not her fault.
Yeah.
So
I'm
basing
of the
anything
opinion,
against her as the actor itself is just stupid.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that they did a good job handling the backlash of her character and giving her a minimal part, but still somewhat significant. Like, she was still there.
Yes.
She was still there, but she wasn't filling out screen time like she was in the last movie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who else?
Let's see. Finn, I still really like.
Yep. I think I like him more in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like him more in this one than any of the other two. So in all three of them, I think this is my favorite one of him.
Yeah, I would have to agree. He's more of a character in this one, I guess.
And I understand that he's a stormtrooper that broke code, and he's learning to think for himself. I think he fully took on that role.
Yeah.
And he's actually making decisions
for
himself and actually proving his leadership.
After Leia dies, Finn and Poe get it's Poe who gets given the acting general role, and then he brings on Finn as his co-general person.
Yes.
But either way, they're both leading in this.
And they both, I think, do really good jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I think Poe he received that humble pie that he was served at the end of The Last Jedi, where he realizes and I forget her name, but what she's actually doing.
Admiral Holdo.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And she's actually, saving them. It's not some stupid attempt to just flee and run out of all the resources they possibly... She's got, an actual plan to it. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, okay. So I think he took that humble pie very well.
Yeah.
And he actually learned something in that. Because as far as I'm concerned, I didn't see any, huge mistakes that he made as acting general. No. Mm-mm. Seemed like he played it very well.
I mean, the only semi-mistake that he made was, going to Exegol with as little fighters as they had. But...
what else were they going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
They had no choice.
Mm-hmm.
If they got out.
If all of them would have gone to recruit everybody, they would have gotten there way too late to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it was smart of them to go, but it was just kind of...
It was totally pointless if they hadn't gotten anybody else to come.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was definitely the end of the Resistance.
But that's the whole... That's the thing that Star Wars is all about, Mm-hmm. It's the fight of the underdog, basically. At least as far as the 4, 5, and 6, and then 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
Because in both of those trilogies, the rebellion is very much the underdog.
Yes. Totally outnumbered.
Yeah.
Losing everything important.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah. The Emperor lost his Death Star twice. The First Order loses Starkiller Base. Mm-hmm. Which, to me, was totally unnecessary and totally stupid. Mm-hmm. You went from one giant machine that failed twice to an even bigger machine that also failed. You would have thought they would have learned a lesson, and I guess they finally did. Because what's easier to take out? One giant thing or 10,000 smaller things that can be anywhere because they're actually portable.
Yeah.
You can't take out one and knock out everybody else.
Exactly.
Well, okay. You can if you give them a radio transponder that they have to follow.
Yeah.
And, of course, there's got to be the one critical flaw, because otherwise it can't be Star Wars.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think they learned the lesson on that.
I still don't necessarily understand why they couldn't have just taken off, like why their navigational systems were so screwed up. But I mean, that's something that I don't think that this movie does really well. Is they say something, they introduce something, and then they don't really give an explanation behind it, like the whole Emperor thing, and then all of these ships having to follow this one transponder for whatever reason.
I think they mentioned something about like huge gravitational and electromagnetic wave interference things.
That could be why. Yeah.
And that the only way out was for the waypoint to show you the way. And now they obviously have the way plotted out. Mm-hmm. Why not just send that to each individual ship?
I don't know. That's a good question.
So that's a huge error.
It's a plot hole for sure,
yes,
but
exactly.
It's still, I don't know. It's not like a gigantic plot hole, honestly.
No.
Even if it's not explained, its reason for existing is so that it gives a way for the rebellion to win.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which is what everybody wants in the end.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So, what you think about Rey, Kylo, Ben, whoever you want to call him, and Luke and Leia in this?
I mean, Luke wasn't in. I guess he was a pretty big part in that he introduced that Leia was training to be a Jedi.
What you think about the callback of him catching the lightsaber?
That I liked.
After completely throwing it away from the Last Jedi. Just tossing it away, and then he catches it this time around.
I like that, yeah.
That was a good callback.
That was funny. But
they didn't do a lot with him.
No, they didn't.
But
he was a Force ghost, too.
Yes,
so.
yes.
Yeah.
But I think,
what
and
he
this
did
is
do
my
was
biggest complaint.
Was pretty big.
What he did do, to me, was more important as this than any of the other two movies in this trilogy. Mm-hmm. And I literally turned to him in the movie theater and I was like, why couldn't we get this in the first two? Mm-hmm. Like, for real.
Yeah, they didn't really have any callbacks to any of the other movies with him except for this one.
Yeah.
Where he raises the X-Wing out of the waters of, I don't even remember what planet that he was on.
Where the Porgs are at. I can't remember what the planet is.
That little island thing that he's on.
Yes.
In The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
But he also gives Rey Leia's lightsaber.
Yes.
Which is another big thing because she's got Leia's lightsaber and Luke's lightsaber.
Yeah.
And
this turns out to be very, very, very important. And I didn't realize the significance of it when he gave it to her.
Oh, I definitely did.
But
because that was
very surely and very quickly afterwards. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was after Kylo had thrown his lightsaber into the sea. I was like, well, he's turned now. Mm-hmm. But and we know that he's going to go after Rey to help her against the Emperor. But what is he going to do? And then they introduce Leia's lightsaber. I'm like, gotcha. Now there's two lightsabers. That makes sense.
Okay, so you caught it from the moment it happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whereas I didn't catch it until she put her saber away. Once I realized what was going on, then I was like, oh, okay. She's got a spare. She's got a backup. Now she's got one and he's got one. Mm-hmm. I totally got it after I noticed she was putting it back behind her back. And Rey was obviously... Not Rey. Kylo was... Well, Ben, in this case. Because Kylo is dead, finally. Mm-hmm. Is going off against the Knights of Ren. Mm-hmm. And he's got nothing. He comes in all Han Solo with the blaster.
Yep. Yeah.
Which I thought was a really good callback, too. Mm-hmm. So, after that, then what do you think about... Because I did not see this coming. Did you see Harrison Ford reprising...
No. No. I was not expecting him to come back at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
And then...
Hadn't heard any hints.
Rumors,
nothing.
I want to go back and look at the credits, but I thought it was crazy that they got all of the other actors for the Jedi to come in and do the voices. Like, We heard Qui-Gon Jinn, and there was a few other ones.
Yep.
I didn't hear Samuel L. Jackson, but they definitely got Qui-Gon Jinn to come in and do it.
So we had Liam Neeson come back for him.
Mm-hmm.
I know I heard Yoda.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I heard Anakin.
Maybe.
I think.
Maybe.
So, what's his name?
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen. I thought it was Christensen something. I thought I heard him. I'm not positive on that. You heard Qui-Gon Jinn. You looked at me and said, ooh. And I said, yeah, I heard it too.
Mm-hmm.
So we both got that.
Yeah. And Luke and Leia and Yoda, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, we'd have to look at that, because that was really good.
Yeah, yeah.
But I did not see that coming.
No.
And then it's basically a repeat of The Force Awakens, where Kylo's like, I know what I need to do, but I don't know if I can do it.
I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Han's just like, you got this, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You got this. And it's like, oh my goodness. I did not see this coming. And this is also, I think, I don't know if I like the way they did this as much as I would have liked just killing off Leia in The Last Jedi. But her kind of coming to Ben at the last minute there. And like finally, because I don't understand what's more important. His father or his mother? Or the fact that both of them did it. Because I don't think it's Han at all.
No.
I think it's just Ben's memories playing with him.
Yeah. That's
Leia
what it was.
totally influences him. 100%. It takes, as C-3PO, I think it was C-3PO said it. She knows what she has to do, and it's going to take all the energy she has left. It's going to take everything she's got. And I was like, okay. I understand what's going on here for sure. I thought maybe she was going to appear there for a moment, like Luke did in The Last Jedi. Because, I mean, he didn't leave the island at all.
I think his mother was a gigantic influence on him. Because he kept saying that in the last couple of movies that he would never be able to go back to him, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, his mother, even just talking to him, was like this big deal to him. Because he was like, wow, my mom still believes in me.
Yeah.
Maybe I can give all this up and go back and do something good. Which he does.
And he does. Boy, does. And I thought this was going to happen in some fashion or another. I've seen too much of a light side pull in Kylo Ren this entire time for him not to do something. You don't see it much in Vader at all.
No.
You don't see it until the very, very end.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go when you watch prequels and you see how they laid that out, and then it's like, oh gosh, no, he's done. He's fully committed to the dark side. He is done. You don't really see anything that Kylo does that like solidifies it. Like,
yeah, he's introduced as. I mean, granted, Vader when the movies came out was also introduced as this character from the dark side.
Yes,
but we also have the prequels now to kind of go back and look on it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
But even, I mean, I guess they had a little bit of it in the Last Jedi, but they didn't really show like any really inciting incident for Kylo Ren turning to the dark side and like solidifying that commitment, because it was Luke acting on his fear that that Ben was turning to the dark side, which he was, and he goes to try to kill him, but he realizes what he did, and blah 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 blah. But that might be the inciting incident for him turning definitely to the dark side. Yeah, but there's nothing that like really. Yes, he's there.
He's there.
Mm-hmm. So I think he's teetering on the edge the entire time.
Yeah, exactly. And it finally flips back over, and it's like, okay. And then he's back on the mission to go, you know what he's doing. Mm-hmm. He knows what he has to do. You know what he has to do. He's going to find his way back to Exegol. Mm-hmm. And he's going to either kill the Emperor for her or help her. You don't know exactly what he's going to end up doing, but you know what his mission is. So I really like that. I think they tied that story arc up in a neat little bow, and it doesn't need to be touched. Mm-hmm. It's perfect the way it is. Now, what about Rey?
I think it was done. Her character was done well this time. I mean, I've liked Rey throughout all of the movies, but this is the first time that she's like, she hasn't been fully committed to the light side, like 100%. Like, she's still got a little bit of this, like, oh man, maybe I am fated to go to the dark side. Mm-hmm. There's nothing that I can do. Mm-hmm. But then you see all of these other moments, like when she stabs Kylo and then immediately is like, oh, no, I shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
And then she heals him. I don't think that it was necessary for her to be Emperor Palpatine's granddaughter, necessarily. Like, that was a bit of fan service that I think goes a little bit too far. Because, like, there's not even a hint in the original trilogy that he has any sort of heirs of any sort. I mean, it's better to me that it's not like, oh, she's Luke's daughter, but it still it doesn't really make any sense to me.
I don't like it only because it does nothing to add anything to the movie. Mm-hmm. It only adds confusion.
Yeah.
Who are her parents? Which one of them is apparently the offspring of Palpatine? Mm-hmm. I would have just liked it better if it had been like another, like him trying to tamper with the Force type deal.
Yeah.
He tampered with the Force and he created Snoke.
Mm-hmm.
The Force responds back and Rey's the answer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why does she have to be his granddaughter? Where does that come in at? What good does it do?
Yeah, I don't get it.
And he states, supposedly, that it's because she's going to be Empress. But is that really what she's going to be? Or is he just using it again?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what's the answer to that?
That's one bit that I don't get. I really don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. So, what the whole point of that was, I don't get it. I like the way she ends up.
Yeah.
Proclaiming herself as a Skywalker. Mm-hmm. I think, honestly, that's got probably more to do with anything with, like, who trained her and who she... Is that more of who trained her or who she considers her family now?
Probably a little bit of both.
A little bit of both?
Yeah. Because she had Luke, and then Leia was training her, so it's like, definitely, I think she definitely felt more kinship with Leia than she did with Luke. Mm-hmm. But even still, like, during this movie, Luke definitely, like, warmed himself up to her more than he did in The Last Jedi, because he was still being, like, this fearful, grumpy, old man Jedi person, you know?
Yep.
So... Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit of both in that regard.
I got you on that one. So who do we not wrap up? Palpatine, I guess.
Yeah,
but
there wasn't really much of Palpatine in this movie anyway. He was just he's the way he's always been in the Star Wars movies, which is just like this overseeing evil, all powerful Sith Lord person. He doesn't really have a personality beyond that. You just know that he is evil.
Yeah, evil to the core. That's all he does. And yeah, he's been pulling the strings the entire time. Mm-hmm. which is okay. And I think I honestly felt like something like that was happening the entire time. Like, somebody's pulling the strings.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect it to be Palpatine.
No.
I thought Snoke was a puppeteer the entire time. Well, not the puppeteer, but the puppet the entire time. I thought something else was going on.
Yeah.
I didn't see it being Palpatine. I thought he was long gone, dead, Death Star 2, done, destroyed, gone. That's it. That's the end of the Emperor.
I mean, you
like everybody else.
You wouldn't be remiss for thinking that, because he got thrown down this shaft thing, and then the Death Star exploded.
Yeah.
So, it still doesn't explain how he is still alive, but at the same time, I think it's because he's meant to be this all-powerful Sith Lord, so it's okay, he's still alive. He's not 100%, clearly, because, when we first meet him, he's not, his fingers are, half gone, and he can only move around by, this arm that's attached to his back.
Yeah,
but,
giant life support machine is basically what it felt like to me.
Pretty much, yeah. But
I don't understand the whole happenings that was going on there. They did not do a very good job of explaining how he's there. Where he's been this entire time is there, I guess.
Yeah.
How did he get there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, okay, did he already know the way to Exegol? Did he know that? Or did he happen to have another wayfinder? Because how did he get there is beyond me.
I don't know. That's a good question. But, again, it's not something that they really explained.
They didn't explain much.
But, I don't know. It's hard to say whether the Emperor was a wholly unnecessary part of this movie, though, because, like you said, there was definitely a puppeteer.
Mm-hmm.
So, it kind of makes sense in a way that it was the Emperor. But did it need to be the Emperor? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And then, what else? I don't know.
I think we've covered pretty much all of the major characters. I still want to look up the list of who actually came back and voiced all of the Jedi that came in. But I think we've covered all of the characters and covered pretty much all the major plot points that we had.
Okay. I'm trying to think of any other characters that we didn't.
We got Poe, Finn, Kylo.
Lando came back.
Yeah, Lando did come back.
That was a huge part of them not having enough people going to Exegol and facing off the final order, as they call it now. What you think about Spy General Hux?
Oh yeah, no, that didn't really surprise me at all.
It was just basically a kindergarten fight match on the playground to me.
Yeah,
he's not doing it for any benefit of the rebellion. He's trying to get back at Kylo Ren. Is what he's trying to do.
Yeah, but of course he's stupid enough about it that he's found out almost immediately.
Chewie. What about Chewie?
Chewie, I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, Chewie hasn't really been much of a character beyond the sidekick. But the moment that he finds out that Leia is dead, that was wow. He showed real emotion there. It wasn't just this brutish character that he's always been.
Yeah, exactly.
Where he gets down on his knees and is he is wailing.
He took it hard. He took it as hard. I think he took it as hard as I did, because I teared up. I'm not gonna lie. I teared up in that, and I was like, well, okay. This is how it ends. I don't know if I like it, but it has to be done, obviously. There's no way to avoid this. And it could have probably been done regardless of her character arc finishing or not. I mean, they finished off everybody else's character arc. They probably would have finished hers regardless of whether or not Carrie Fisher had passed away or not. But I took that very hard too. And Chewie, oh boy. I think he took it the hardest out of all them there at the base.
Yeah. Definitely.
You could tell. I'm surprised Rey didn't feel it.
Yeah, I know. It's probably because she was more wrapped up in what she was doing with Kylo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
But
what about trying to kill off Chewie? And all the other people they tried to kill off like 3-4 times.
Oh,
fake deaths.
Yeah.
How many fake deaths did we have?
I mean, I definitely remember Chewie. Was there anybody else that they tried to kill off? I think it was just Chewie.
Was it just Chewie?
Yeah.
I thought it was more than that.
I can't remember anybody else. I mean, they
it could've
did the
been just
memory
Chewie.
wipe with C-3PO, but I kind of suspected that R2 was going to be able to at least somewhat restore him anyway.
I mean, they freaking told us he could.
Yeah.
If they had not mentioned it, then I don't know if I liked it, to be honest. I understand why they had to do it, but honestly, it kind of, and I hate comparing this to him, but it made me feel like I despised his character in those moments like I did with Jar Jar Binks in the first one.
Yeah.
It was getting annoying.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. In the grand scheme of things, it's okay. He was funny in certain parts when he needed to be. Oh, like when he mentions the droid hacker. I forget his Boba Fett or something like that.
No, not Boba Fett.
No, that's something else. But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The little funny guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's my oldest friend, and he
Yeah, that was funny.
That was funny.
That was funny.
I was like, okay. They did some funny things with it. It was getting annoying with me. Hi, I'm C-3PO, human protocol droid. I was like, oh my god, do we have to do all this again?
Yeah. See, my thing is, like, technically, he said he can't translate it,
Yeah.
right? But that doesn't mean he can't, like, put it in the computer. That's what I thought that they were going to do the entire time, but then they were like, oh no, we have to hack his brain and get him to spell it out, but oh no, his memory is gone.
His memory is going to be gone. Yeah. No, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that was a better way to resolve it than be like this hacky, like, well, he can't say it, but he can type it into the computer over here.
Exactly. It's like, well, then what's the difference?
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like they did a better job with that, but...
Yeah, but I still don't know about the whole memory wipe thing. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
Alright, well then I think that does cover them all.
Mm-hmm. R2 isn't really... I mean, R2 is R2.
R2 and BB-8 don't really do much of anything. BB-8 activates that little squeaky wheel droid. I forget what his name, which
I don't even know.
Somewhat gives a clue, but yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things I don't understand.
Yeah.
It was just another little minor character that did nothing and didn't really need to be there, but I don't know. It gave something. He didn't get to do anything in this movie.
Not
He really didn't.
No.
It's like, wow. This is the first time, like, they don't have... And of course, then they say, well, never underestimate a droid. What did he do? He did something. That Rey said, oh, okay. No, I can't underestimate him. He still has purposes. But I can't remember what he did.
I don't remember what it was, yeah.
So,
the only thing
obviously,
I really
it wasn't
remember
that
him
important.
Yeah, the only thing I really remember him doing was opening that hatch so I could throw all the explosives down on the carrier thing.
That was...
Or on the command ship, rather.
That was a typical droid thing to do.
Yeah,
hacking all the computer systems that they always do.
But that was it. He didn't... Besides C-3PO, none of the droids really, like, came out and did anything. But I guess throughout this trilogy, the different droids have kind of had their time to shine. Like, BB-8 was, like, all in the first one, and he did a whole bunch of stuff. There wasn't really a standout droid in The Last Jedi, though.
I don't think so, either.
Yeah. I can't remember. But then you had C-3PO in this one. And he was a large part of this movie. I
liked his "Goodbye, my friends" line. That was not how I expected that to come up. But
yeah, where he walks off and then turns back around. Oh, I'm just getting a final look at all of my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like, okay, yeah, I like that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everybody.
I think so.
So yeah, that's our discussion about the Rise of Skywalker. Would you say that you would recommend people to go see it in the theaters, or would you say to wait?
I would say at this point, if you haven't seen it By the time this episode goes out,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
if you haven't seen it, don't bother. Because you obviously don't care enough to actually bother to see it at the beginning.
Yeah.
We had to wait as
for it
long
to-
as we did because of circumstances.
Yeah.
But
Wait for it to come out on, like, maybe Disney Plus or, like, a rental on Amazon or Redbox or something like that.
yeah, I don't think this is like... This isn't like a movie that, unless you've got time vested into the franchise, and if you had the time vested into the franchise, you probably would have seen it by now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is a movie people need to go see just because it's a damn good movie. Because it's not to me.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I don't think it's not like
It's
Avengers
not
where
like...
it's a must go see.
It's not like how Kingsman was when we went to go see it.
Yes.
Yeah. Kingsman was definitely... You should 100% go see this right now.
Yes, exactly.
But even something like Endgame, that was, in my opinion, that was a much better movie than this was. But if you didn't see all of the preceding movies, like even Infinity War, there's no point for you to go sit and watch this 3-hour movie that has thousands of callbacks to all of the movies before.
You have to at least watch, I think, all the Avengers movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Especially Infinity War.
Yeah.
Before you go see Endgame.
Yeah.
If you were going to do it at the time.
At least seeing the Avengers movies, you would kind of... You would get the base character, their personalities and whatnot. And I feel like...
The base characters, the personalities, a little bit of the storyline.
Yeah.
And maybe Guardians 1, not Guardians 2.
Yeah.
You don't have to see Guardians 2.
If
you want to know the characters.
I would say all of the Avengers movies, Guardians 1, and then not the first Captain America movie, but Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Which I have not seen. But yeah, Civil War is important.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an Avengers movie, but I consider it an Avengers movie.
Yeah, it's pretty
of,
darn close to an Avengers movie.
So,
I think
and
the
it's
only
very important.
I think the only one not there is Thor, and who's the other one? Hulk.
Hulk. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that's because at that time they're both in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, doing whatever.
Yeah,
Can't remember that weird planet's name.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called either. But yeah, so this is kind of in our opinion, this is kind of like that, where if you aren't already invested in the movie, don't worry about it, or are already invested in the franchise, don't worry about it. I mean, if you want to, you know where all the movies are. You can go rent them. You can go buy them. You can subscribe to Disney Plus and watch them that way. Because all of them are on there now. They just moved Last Jedi onto it like 2-3 days ago.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But if you're not already invested in it, if you don't want to see the conclusion to the preceding 2 movies, then there's not really any point.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not, like David said, it's not one of those movies that we're going to recommend you go out and see just because this is a movie.
Yep.
It's good. Go see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I hate to say that because I really wanted to enjoy this trilogy. But it just doesn't really hold up to me as a trilogy.
Yep.
All the movies standalone are pretty okay. The Force Awakens is alright. Last Jedi is alright. And even this one is alright.
Yep.
But as a trilogy, they don't stand together. I would say as trilogies, even the prequel trilogy it combines better than this does.
Yep, I agree.
But,
which is shocking.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy to think that, but it actually, the prequel trilogy makes more sense as a trilogy than this does. I feel like if they made this a series of standalone movies, which technically they are, yeah. But if they made this a series of like standalone movies that didn't have the episode titles, then it wouldn't have made a difference, honestly.
I don't think so either, and I don't know how much of that is because of the mid director change.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. That might be all of it.
Mm-hmm. That could very well be.
It just... But if it's some of that, then 7 and 9 don't go together either.
Yeah.
So then, is that because of all the course correction, or is that just because they're not meant to be? Because 1, 2, 3 play together.
Yeah.
5, 6, 4, 5, 6 play together.
Mm-hmm.
7, 8, 9 do not play together. Because 8 doesn't play with any of them, and I don't even think 7 and 9 play together.
No,
I really don't.
They don't. And the reason 7 and 9 don't play together is because 9 had to course correct for 8.
Probably.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. It's, like I said, I wanted to like this trilogy way more than I did. Because even yesterday, I was excited to sit in the theater and watch that opening crawl. And I enjoy watching a modern Star Wars movie. Because it is a modern Star Wars movie.
Yep.
But there's a point where you just have to stop and consider where it falls in the entire franchise. Mm-hmm. And these, I feel like, as a trilogy, let me state that, as a trilogy, they are on the bottom.
I'd agree.
Mm-hmm. As movies,
no.
As movies, the prequel trilogy is still they're not good. Like I would not sit down on a Sunday and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna watch the prequel trilogy today.
So does that change your opinion on correct viewing order at all? Should they go by episode order, or do you think it's better to go by release date, or do you think it's just better, unless you really want the backstory of Anakin, just go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? What do you think?
I would say release date is still the way to go, I think. I mean, I know there's ways to watch the first 6 movies that act as like flashbacks or whatever, but I think the way to watch it is 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. I mean, if you really want to, you can just go in order, but I think in order not to start out on an awful note, you need to get the best trilogy out of the way. And then you go 1, 2, 3 to get the backstory, and then 7, 8, 9 to kind of watch the wrap-up of the first 3.
Is now, for like a future generation type thing, nobody's seen it. Do you think 1, 2, and 3 would kill off anybody from wanting to finish the rest? Is that a potential trap?
Maybe.
Or are they good enough to stand alone 1, 2, 3 and then keep you captivated and say, okay, I want to see where this goes?
I feel like the third episode 3 is good enough to want you to continue on. Okay. I personally think the third one is the best out of the prequel trilogy, just because you get to see the fall of Anakin Skywalker.
Mm-hmm. The fall of Anakin, the fall of the Jedi, the rise of the Sith, the supposed end of the Empire. Everybody wins. I really like 3. Shockingly.
Yeah, it's still a wonky movie as far as a Star Wars movie goes, but out of the prequel trilogy, it's definitely my favorite.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say recommended viewing order is Release 4, date. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
Gotcha.
Release date, yep.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think I'd keep it that way too.
Yeah.
Or even potentially... No, you can't do that. I was going to say... You could have, if they had not brought Palpatine back. Go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then go back to prequels. But now, here he is again. And now you have no idea how he rises to take... Well, no... There's so much that happens at the beginning of 4 that you don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand that he's dissolved the Senate. You don't know who this is. Who are you talking about? I had no idea what they were talking about, starting with 4, 5, 6. So, I think there's too much of a gap now to go from 6 to 7 without having the prequels done. You have to have them done. So, you either have to do them at the beginning, or you have to do them, like you said,
in the
release date, in the middle. Because now there's too much of a gap there.
Yeah.
I think. If you're going to go back to back, I think your way's the best.
Yeah.
Go by release date.
Yep. Well, I think that's where we stand as far as even Star Wars as a whole goes.
Yeah. Turned into it was the rise of Skywalker, but it was also the ending of the Skywalker saga, which has basically been the entire thing. Pretty much, yeah. And okay, so one last thing. We already made the comparison. And if you wanted to overlook the entire arching thing, you could say this is basically another Avengers type thing. Yeah. They're all supposed to lead up to one thing. Do you think they did? Or do you think they did a terrible job compared to how Marvel does it, where they have like one person overseeing the entire thing, who apparently has a plan from the get-go and doesn't deviate from it? Because I don't care if George Lucas was in it or not. Yeah. He clearly can't make up his mind on what has to happen. He can't leave the first episode 4 alone. Disney Plus proved that. McClunky. Why? What did that do? Oh man! Leave it alone, George. Yeah. So Kevin Feige. He is not.
No, definitely not. I don't think he really had a hand in this trilogy anyway, which could be viewed as a good thing, could be viewed as a bad thing. It's hard to say.
Been different.
Yeah, it would have been different.
It would have been a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know, but I think I've seen something where George would never have brought back Palpatine.
Yeah, as a saga, I don't think. If we left it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that even as the prequels go, that was good.
That's fine. Does 7, 8, 9 do anything for that?
7, 8, 9, I feel like is a very tacked on trilogy. Okay. Like I think they could have left the Skywalker saga at 6, and 7, 8, 9 could have just been like 1,000 years down the road or something like that. Okay. I mean, they wouldn't have had the opportunity to do all of the callbacks and stuff that they did, but did they really need to do that?
I don't know.
Like, the Marvel movies are very much connected because they're meant to be by design from the maybe not from the beginning, but at least close enough to the beginning.
Very quickly becomes evident that yes,
it's close enough to the beginning.
I think by the first Avengers movie, the plan has been placed in motion. At least that's what I get.
It's close enough to the beginning that it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, but tacking these last 3 movies onto the already really good ending of Episode 6. It just doesn't do anything. Okay. To the saga, gotcha. to the story. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just making that comparison to Marvel, Star Wars just it does not stand up. Okay.
So maybe it's just best not to. Although people are probably going to do it. Yeah. And it's not the fault of the people either. They both came out in the same year. Doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
They made a huge reference by bringing the army in when they did. And how they did. Yep. It's like, oh, they're defeated. The Avengers were defeated. They were done. Oh, look, here comes everybody. They did it. And you can't avoid making that comparison because of that.
No, you can't. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how much that final battle, how similar they are. In spite of, Star Wars being a space battle and the Avengers being a very large ground battle. Yeah. I feel like maybe this would have felt less tacked on if, from the get-go, they had an idea of where this story wanted to go. But it just feels like...
I don't feel like they did.
No. It feels like they wrote 7, and then JJ didn't want to do 8, so they were like, alright, we'll get this other guy in. We'll get Rian Johnson in and have him write it and direct it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they saw the backlash that got, and they were like, oh, okay, we're going to bring JJ back in to try and course correct this whole thing. And it very much feels like watching the movies, you can, and knowing a little bit of the backstory about how everything was received, you can kind of see where their thinking was, but that is not the place that their thinking needed to be for a trilogy of movies.
And I got that from the opening crawl. I was like, oh, so this is how we're going to start out? Mm-hmm. It was like such a surprise to me. It's
didn't even... I mean, the trailer, yes, you knew that Palpatine was going to be back, but they didn't even try to introduce it in the movie. They were just like, oh, Emperor Palpatine's back.
He's back.
Don't know why, don't know how, but he's there.
Yeah, he's there. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, so we're going to lead off with that from the get-go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Of course.
That makes sense. You're just going to give it away at the beginning? Like, that's clearly not where the last movie was going.
No.
And yet, here we are.
Yeah.
Nobody answered from the last movie, but yet there you are on whatever
I understand,
base you're on now.
I understand that Disney wanted to capitalize on, them getting the Lucasfilm license and buying Lucasfilm and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they should have taken the care to sit down and get this one guy to do all of these movies and have him sit down and create his grand plan for how these movies are going to go.
They desperately need somebody who's going to say, this is how this is going to work.
If they're going to do another trilogy, one, I hope to God that they're done with the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
2, they really need to bring somebody in and have them craft this block of movies.
I agree.
And maybe even... if they want to do another, trilogy block thing where it's, multiple trilogies filling out timelines in this one grand story, then they need to have a direction for it.
Yeah.
Maybe not an entirely fleshed out story, but they need to have a beginning, and they need to have the end.
Yep.
At least how the ending goes.
Yep. Totally agree.
Because that is not what they did with this movie.
No. Clearly not.
So, yeah, I think that's where we're going to leave this one off.
I'm good with that.
Today's episode of Podcast Period is sponsored by, you. We've recently started a Patreon to help offset some of the costs of running the podcast, and you can be a part of it for as little as $1 a month. We have an exclusive Discord server, community events, a Minecraft server, and you can access episodes early as well. If you want to help out the show by throwing some money our way, just head to patreon.com/podcastperiod. Again, that's patreon.com/podcastperiod. Now back to the show. We do, before we stop, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about a little article that David and I saw, because we talk about these two companies a lot. Intel had some slides leak that apparently revealed the new plan for the 10th generation of desktop processors that they're going to be releasing. Still on 14 nanometer, mind you, but they listened. They did exactly what we said they should have done so long ago. And they have hyper-threading on everything.
We have said that privately together and on this podcast. Well, not since the beginning of Verizon, but we've said it since the beginning of Verizon. Mm-hmm. And we had a podcast discussion where, what does Intel need to do? And that was the very thing I said they needed to do. Mm-hmm. We both said it's unlikely that they'll do it, but that they need to do it, because there is absolutely no point to an i3 or an i5 if you have Ryzen 3
Mm-hmm.
and Ryzen 5
and
at a better price with a better performance.
And they did it. i3 is 4 cores and 8 threads. And that is 3 generations down from my i7 7700K with the same core and thread count. So that is what they needed to do.
That's exactly what they needed to do. Because
Mm-hmm.
basically the only difference, huge price cut, slightly faster chip.
Mm-hmm.
With a little bit of maybe in silicon litigations for this and that and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's the same core as you got.
Yep.
Which is the same thing as anybody else has. That's on 6th. So, 6th gen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that doesn't mean AMD is dead, guys. At
No.
all, because all they have to do is either bump the cores,
Mm-hmm.
which I honestly feel like they're going to do.
Yeah.
If not this gen, the next gen. And definitely 100%. All they have to do is beat price.
Yeah.
Because I don't think
and that
Intel's
might be
gonna
very
do
easy to
price
do,
drop.
considering Intel has very famously not dropped prices on like anything so far. The only thing that they've dropped price on is the new what was it, the Xeons that they released that they reduced the prices on?
I don't know if they did the Xeons, but they did the 10980 XE.
Yes.
The HEDT part.
Yeah. So the HEDT 10980 XE, they dropped from the 9980, which was like what, $2,000?
$2,000 down to
And the 10980 is
$979,
$1,000.
something like that.
Yeah.
Call it $1,000.
So
And it still doesn't win.
yeah, which is sad. So they're going to need to cut the prices down a lot in order to compete. Because do you know what a Ryzen 3 goes for right now?
Nope.
Okay, so a Ryzen 3 3400G. It's a 4-core 8-thread with a with the integrated graphics. 147. Mm-hmm. And the 3200G, which is pretty sure is 4-core 8-thread as well. Maybe. It just says 4-core on here. 3200G is blah 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 blah. Okay, it might just be 4 cores, 4 threads for the 3200G with the integrated graphics is $92.
Goodness.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Intel's gonna have to match those prices somehow. But I don't know. That means dropping the i3 to $150, which right now, what are we on? Is it the i3
9100?
9100? i3 9100F. Let's do 9300.
And I'd argue they'd also have to do a little bit of clock speed increases. Because they notoriously leave the locked chips at quite low frequencies.
Let's see. The 9100 right now. Oops. Go away. There's a 9100F. I don't know what that means. It's 4 cores.
It doesn't have the integrated graphics in it.
Oh.
F chips cut out the graphics.
Ah, okay. Well, it's 8575, but again, does not have integrated graphics.
It doesn't have integrated graphics.
Which means that the 3200G is still a better deal because you get for like $10 more. Not
graphics.
even, I don't think.
Yeah.
You get graphics and pretty okay integrated graphics at that.
Mm-hmm.
Not anything that you're going to be running like Red Dead Redemption 2 on.
Obviously not.
At ultra graphics or whatever, but it's still much better than anything Intel is offering.
Yep. And
which means
and I think you'd have to get what, I don't know, a 1650 to beat Vega 8.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking pretty expensive price jump to get a dedicated graphics card to go with that 9100F.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot more money. You don't
Yeah.
have to spend it.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to spend it if you just get the...
Even if you
APU.
don't want to beat it, you get like a used RX 480 or something like that. It's still $100.
$100-ish bucks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. That defeats that. So, just because they did hype it... Now, to be clear, they absolutely needed to do it.
Yeah.
We've said from the get-go they needed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it enough? I honestly don't know.
Yeah, it's
You
hard
won't
to
know
say.
until the chips come out and they actually perform what they perform, because
Mm-hmm.
if they beat... And they more than likely will, because unless they do something funny with the frequencies, because a 9900K will beat a 3800X in gaming.
Mm-hmm.
They have the core frequency advantage a little. They don't have the IPC advantage anymore, but they do have the frequency advantage.
Mm-hmm.
The lower end chips don't have the same frequencies.
Yeah.
So does a Ryzen at 4 GHz beat a i9? Not i9. An i3 9100? Or an i3 or an i5 at like 3.5 gigahertz?
I don't know.
Because unless you
I
get the
don't
K
know.
chip, you're not overclocking it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we don't know.
Which is still something
And
that
are they too
AMD...
expensive?
Yeah, that's still something that AMD has over Intel, is that pretty much all of their chips can be overclocked. I think there's minor exceptions with the extreme low end, but pretty much all of the SKUs that they have out, you can overclock on the cheapest of motherboards that they offer. That's the thing with Intel, too. Unless they work with their board partners to be like, hey, yeah, you can do overclocking on this B450 or whatever.
Then they're not going to let them do it.
Yeah, which means even if you get an i3 that you can overclock, which I don't remember if it said you can overclock an i3 or not.
They have a K version of a 93. Well, not a 93, an i3.
Okay.
They have K versions.
Well, that's
whether or
still,
not they will is...
Yeah. That still means that you're going to have to get an X whatever board. The high end...
I think they're doing 490 next.
well,
Which is a completely new motherboard, by the way.
Yeah.
Because they changed that socket this time around.
oh,
Going
did they?
LGA 1200 is what the rumors are.
Okay.
Almost basically confirmed at this point.
Okay. Well, still. So you're still going to have to buy
You're going to have to buy a motherboard.
a new motherboard for it.
And an expensive one.
Mm-hmm.
To take advantage of
You're
that.
still... It's going to be probably closer to $100 for a motherboard.
So do you just... They have to be really close. They have to beat them in pricing, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I don't think the performance... I know the performance is not going to matter.
Yeah.
Because they've already gotten to the point where they're pretty on par. And unless you do what we're talking about and get a overclockable chip where you can get the frequency to make up the difference,
Mm-hmm.
I think the Ryzen's going to be a better performer.
Yep.
There's no performance advantage going to this new chip. They're not doing a new chip. They're just giving us better options, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
They're still stuck.
Yep.
So performance can't go up much,
Mm-hmm.
if anything at all. It might go down. Depends on how they handle their in-silicon litigations.
Mm-hmm.
They already proved that the 10980 is slower.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I don't think they did what they needed to do, but I don't think it's enough. Not yet.
Yeah. Oh, and we did, now that we're off that topic, we did look up who all was brought back to do voices. I think Alec Guinness was in there as well, but he's obviously dead, so they probably just reused some of his lines from A New Hope
Yep.
in that. But Hayden Christensen,
Mm-hmm.
Samuel L. Jackson was in there, Ewan McGregor, which is Obi-Wan Kenobi, Frank Oz, Yoda, Liam Neeson, who was Qui-Gon Jinn,
Mm-hmm.
and another one for... She's a more well-known name because she was in the cartoons. There was a couple other ones that they had from the cartoons, but I figured I would add this one just because she's a pretty big part of the Clone Wars and the Rebels cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Eckstein, who voiced Ahsoka in the cartoons.
Is she the one with like the double white hair, like double braids or something like that?
It's not. It's the like tentacle things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's technically referred to as Leku.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so those are all of the Star Wars, the people that they brought back for that specific scene in the Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, one last thing. I am Iron Man. I am all the Sith. I am all the Jedi. What you think of that?
I am Iron Man. Yeah.
Yeah. Unnecessary.
I don't know.
Fan service, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of fan service.
Fan service to Star Wars fans or fan service to other Disney fans? Because, well, where's that been in Star Wars before?
I think it's more fan service to Star Wars fans just because of the voices.
Okay.
Yeah. You're right that it hasn't been, like, referenced before or anything like that. There's no, at least as far as the movies are concerned.
Yeah.
There's no, like, recorded instance of somebody, like, drawing on the power of past Jedi or whatever. Mm-hmm. The closest comparison that I can think of is, like, Avatar.
Yeah, okay.
The Last Airbender.
Okay.
The cartoon where he kind of, like...
Yeah. Where
he communes with the past avatars and they give him strength and everything. But as far as Star Wars goes, I don't really... That's just... I think it's more like a one-off thing where so they could bring back and do a little bit more fan service to everybody who's watching. But yeah. And one last thing before we go. We are becoming a part of the Nerdgasm podcast network. So we've got Nerdgasm, which is the flagship podcast, Fit Nerd, and I think the other one is Zero's Game Room.
Yeah, something like that. Mm-hmm.
So we're becoming a part of that. We may have bumpers on this episode. We may not, but we are on the About page of the website now. So we are officially becoming part of the Nerdgasm podcast network. So just a huge shout out to those guys for being willing to bring us on and take a chance on the literally the worst podcast on the internet.
The internet's stupidest podcast.
Yeah. So that's where we're going to leave it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to leave a rating on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. And we will talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, guys. This episode of Podcast Period was produced and hosted by Ben, co-hosted and edited by David. You can find Ben on Twitter at BenPlaysVidjas. That's Ben Plays VIDYAS. And you can find David at Car6by16. You can find the show on Twitter at Podcast Period or email us at podcastperiod@gmail.com. That's it for this week. Thanks for listening.
This was a Nerdgasm podcast production.
Well, that was another in a long series of regrettable life choices.
Served at nerdgasmpodcast.com.